understand the reasons why the failure of these rebellions actually happened. Well, first of all, she was a very skilled politician. I've said that before. Even in her early years, she knew how to sort of talk to people, how to make them do what she wanted them to do. And she was very skilled at getting what she wanted, and this worked really well throughout her reign. And actually, she made people very, very loyal to her. So this is another reason why the rebellions would definitely fail. People were loyal to the Queen of England, and actually, you know, they really admired her by the, you know, middle of her reign. So there was no way that they were going to try and let a Catholic plot succeed. Something else as well was the religious settlement. Another reason the Catholic plots and things failed was purely because she had tried to find a middle way with religion, and people really respected that. They didn't want to feel that they were under like persecution for possibly being a Catholic. So because she'd done the middle way, that was something that people thought, right, well, she's trying to be fair, she's letting Catholics worship in private, and obviously Protestants, you know, you've got to be outwardly Protestant and go to Protestant services, but that's something else that meant that the rebellions would probably fail. Another thing in those days was obviously the punishments. As you know, the punishments are extremely gory. You can get, you know, hung, drawn and quartered, you can get, you know, you're beheaded, you can be tortured in the Tower of London. So people probably thought the chances of the rebellion succeeding would be very small, and then it would end in a terrible death or punishment. So that put people off the rebellions as well. Another major reason why these rebellions failed, and possibly the biggest reason, was Francis Walsingham. Francis Walsingham probably saved Elizabeth's life on 40 odd occasions. That's how important he was. So he was a spy master, and obviously he did everything that he possibly could to try and help her, because it was so important that he kept her safe, because he realised she was very vulnerable. So he wanted to make sure that he did everything he possibly could. So he basically paid off people who were house servants, people who were ladies in waiting, people who were the highest in the land, anyone he could to spy for him to keep Elizabeth safe. Another reason why a lot of these rebellions failed were very unconvincing alternatives. Nobody really wanted King Philip II of Spain to rule England. A lot of people didn't want the Duke of Norfolk to rule England, and actually when they looked at how good Elizabeth's reign had been for a number of years, a lot of them would rather keep her on the throne. So that's another reason why rebellions against Elizabeth were to fail. And finally, in terms of why do rebellions fail, it's very, very difficult to have a rebellion where there's maybe only one or two people involved. Obviously, because there was quite a few people involved in these plots. Like in the Ridolfi plot, obviously there was the Catholic banker from Florence. You know, obviously Mary Queen of Scots was involved, Duke of Norfolk. Then in Northern Rebellion you had, you know, Westmoreland and Northumberland. Because everybody needs to know about the plots. This is a problem because it's more likely then that they're going to fail because somebody will find out about them. So there were certainly a few reasons why the rebellions did actually fail in the end. And Elizabeth was really politically astute and made sure she stayed on top of things in her country, and Walsingham enabled her to do that.